The big deal about this hike is it's a 6-hour round trip hike. A 6-hour round trip hike. 6-hour hike. And it takes about 30 minutes to get there. So it's like a 7-hour day. So that's pretty long. Now, if you remember when I went to Acatenango, I had other guys help me carry my pack up to the top because it was such a strenuous hike. I'm carrying my own gear on this one. But I'm really looking forward to it. Everyone tells me this is one of the best hikes in Colombia, so I'm super stoked about it. I'm here in Jardin. I gotta go up to the tour place to book my guide, to make a reservation for my guide to go on the hike, and so that's where I'm headed right now. So I'll take you on a stroll through Jardin on the way there. So these Jeeps right here, collectivos, and they are used like taxis or whatever, but more of a public transportation. And so they have benches in the back so people can ride. And of course they're 4x4 so they can get up on all these difficult roads. But you can see the people have come to town and bought like fertilizer or feed for their animals. And it all gets loaded up on these Jeeps. And these Jeeps, these collectivos, will take them home for these people. So after navigating this busy little town, I've come to the place. All right, sounds like we were able to work it out. It's going to be 160,000 pesos for one person. As a group, it'd be 100,000 pesos. I think a lot of that has to do with splitting up the transportation. So in any event, it looks like the hike's a go tomorrow.
Everybody in the van is excited this morning. We're all feeding off Curt's energy. He's getting ready to leave to go on an epic hike. It's a good one, guys. And let me tell you, even if my knee was in good shape, this is one I would sit out. So don't feel bad for me on this one at all. But Curt is taking you guys on an adventure.
I'm all packed up, ready to go. I got about a 6 or 7 block walk to get to the place. It looks like the transportation up to this place is going to be in a tuk-tuk. So this ought to be a little interesting start to the ride. We just got dropped off by the tuk-tuk. I thought it was supposed to be a long ride. He said the transportation was supposed to be pretty expensive. I understood we were supposed to get transported all the way up to the top. That's not the case, so it looks like I'm kind of getting a little different deal than I bargained for, but we'll see what's up. So we started the hike at 8:15. So we're still walking up the road that we were supposed to get a Jeep up. So let's see how long they added to the hike. All right, guys, if you listen, you'll hear the orpandulas. You should see them flying around. So you can see off in the background the hills for the cow pastures, and this is eucalyptus trees. Now, I've been told a few times that the eucalyptus trees here are not native, but it looks like there's some farmland up here. This is fields for GUYUBA, which is similar to a passion fruit. We saw some of these on the crazy drive to get to Jardin. Okay, we made it to the park entrance. We're still on this road, but we've made it up to a high enough elevation where we have a beautiful vista, and you can see overlooking the jungle as well as the farmland and the mountains off in the distance. And I can see up over the hill there's a lot more of those covered planting areas. All right, 30 minutes in, guys. It was 30 minutes up to where the Jeep should have taken us, and we're now to our first river crossing. All right, we came across some wild berries here. These are like blueberries or blackberries. She's going in. Te gusta? Because the weather up here, they have a lot of beautiful flowers. And up through here, we just came through a field and they grow these flowers to sell them. But this is actually common up in this area. It's pretty cool. And you can see how the trail, the road is starting to wrap around through the farmland and down through. And we're not climbing right now, which is a beautiful thing. So it's a nice, easy, beautiful walk.
Eso es GUYUBA.
GUYUBA, más?
Sí, es GUYUBA.
All right, we're coming through FINCA, Los Alpes. And you can see it's just all these plants. See these flowers here? Apparently they're edible.
Survival. Son como la cáscara del mango.
They're beautiful flowers.
Dulce. ¿Qué sabe?
Nada.
Sí, es como...
Poquito. Sí.
Como...
So they don't have a lot of taste, but they're kind of smooth. They have a good texture. I like them. So I don't know if this is a washout, if they're making another road up here or what. You can see how the mountain just slid away right there. And then they're dumping more soil down here. So again, I don't know if it's to shore the road up to create some fill, or maybe a road up to the top. You can see up here where there was a lot of deforestation, where they came through and cut the trees. All this that we're on is private property, and they're working on the road, clearing more, probably for more farmland. And you can definitely see here where they're taking all the trees. Wow. Beautiful mirador and view down into the valley. So you can see here the wood they're taking. It's not real big. They got a crew up here who's cleaning it up. So look at that little machine there. It's carrying the limbs up. Hola. So this is a tractor, and they've taken the wheel off, and the wheel is a pulley, and you can see they're running a cable up to this where they have a series of pulleys, and that's how they use what they use to pull the trees up here where they ultimately work on them. Old Massey Ferguson. Haha. Wow. So after about a 1.5 hour walk, look, big old mushroom. So after about 1.5 hours walk, we find ourselves finally in the forest, and we can hear the sounds of nature. It's nice. All right, the trail is definitely a muddy, slippery mess down into here. You can see there's steep drop off right there. And we're just working our way down. If you guys have been following, you know I'm a downhiller, so I'm enjoying this a little bit more and I have some of the other uphill walking, but it's still kind of technical because it's slippery rocks. So just kind of try to safely work our way down. You guys will be glad to know we have a guide and one of his friends along for the ride, so if should anything happen, we got help. Thing about a hike like this is what goes down must go up. And so right now we're scrambling down. Some of these places are pretty steep. The trail's pretty rugged. In some cases almost doesn't exist. No way I could do this without a guide. But we're still headed down. What'd you find in either? Oh, man, wow! Look at that thing. No bites? Nice, hard. Can you eat it? Para comida?
Es posible.
All right, guys, I think here's the first cascada. This is the reveal. You'll probably see it before me because I got to look down to watch my footing here. There it is. Wow. Ah, a lot of spray. Look at that thing. Beautiful, guys. Wow.
Salto del Ángel.
Salto de Lange is the waterfall right here. And you can see we just came along this rock face, climbed down it. And yeah, the river just drops right off the mountain. Beautiful cascada. I can't use my pocket because it's so wet. So my audio may not be good. But this right here is super steep. Right? We're headed down to the other cascada. But this is not a loop trail. I repeat, this is not a loop trail. So we have to climb back up there. And then climbing up this is going to be even more difficult than coming down this. Es apto, es limpio. Es limpia. there's a point in time when you're just going on adrenaline through this swampy mess. You've kind of forgotten about getting water in your shoes and mud on your face, because it's just gonna happen. But we're still going, trying to find these other 6 cascadas. And look over there, there's one. So I'm not as sure officially how many cascadas this is, because here's this one right here, and right over here is another one. What a beautiful place here in the jungle. And I don't know if you can see it, I'm sure you can, but right in front of this is Orapindula nest, just hanging down there. What a beautiful place to build your home, huh guys? And if you look down there, it's just like a hole in the ground. Wow. What a beautiful place. All right, I don't know if you guys can see this, but I am standing directly above him. So we gotta scale, go ahead. Pimento. I gotta scale down this thing. It's about 20 feet, to be honest with you. He's checking the ropes. It's good? Okay. So I'm gonna let Isabel go first. Nice job, Isabel! Yee! All right. Woo! All right, me next. Where do you go here?
Yeah.
Close your eyes, hear the voice within, calling. There's heaven love, God under your skin, calling. You got the white knuckles holding all the time, keeping your feelings bottled up inside, heading for collision in the night. To really live, you gotta die. Breathe in, breathe out. Hey, come alive. Breathe in, breathe out. Look at the colors, colors, colors.
right, guys, we're sitting in a cave behind and underneath the big waterfall grand finale in the jungle. What an incredibly difficult hike. Slippery, muddy, up and down, crazy steep slopes. But I gotta tell you, it's worth it. This is an amazing, beautiful place. This is King Kong. If you can see on the left, the face, this is the spirit or soul of this beautiful cascada coming down through this little cavern right here. Absolutely stunning and amazing. Wow. After the adrenaline wears off, and it has, there's nothing left but determination. And the obstacles are more challenging now than they were on the way over. And it's starting to rain. When you get tired like I am, slipping's definitely more of a factor. It just takes so many muscles to maintain your balance through this whole trek. And as you can see, we're still bending and squatting and climbing and crawling. And this is just hard. And I'm beginning to wonder if it was worth it. So you can see up on the hill over there, they're still logging. And since we went in, the trees that we walked on in the road have been covered up. And the dump trucks are steady bringing material back, dirt back from that first spot we saw on the walk in. So they're making more roads so they can take out more trees. All right, Alexander was a good guide. He got me there. As you guys can see, we're coming back down the hill on the road through the fields. We're almost back. Isabel's been a great help too, and just a fun time. We all had some laughs, and I didn't cry, so you guys should be proud of me for that, because it was a very difficult hike. My feet hurt, and my shoes are wet. I'm soggy. I'm ready to get back and get a shower and get cleaned up. And good news, our Jeep has arrived. So they've got us some new transportation. It's a Jeep, and we don't have to walk all the way back down, which is good news.
Well, you know what they say, there are no kingdoms without rulers. Are you ready for change? We could be kings and queens every day. On the low, we are brave. So let's go, start the race. We should be kings and queens every day. You've been trying to find your crown, happy camper through the ups and downs, keeping calm, winning ground. Let's build castles now. We'll make gold on our way up, through them trees before we reach them tops. Oh no, half isn't enough. Let's build castles now.
If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you guys know when we put out new videos. And don't forget, you can always follow us over on Instagram to see what's going on in between videos. Cheers, guys!